believe you guys sat right up front.
Hold up. Let me have your attention, please. Miss Linda Alford, Dr. Linda Alford, Nancy Anderson, Alan Augustine, Allison Britton, Detective Carboy, Bill Francis, Mrs. Hull, Anthony Nuzzo, Pam Perka, Carl Sokola, Chet Chanish. Would you kindly see me right out here in this hall, please?
One, two, ready, and
presentation of the colors, the salute to the flag, and the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Dr. Terry K. Regal, our principal, will present the valedictorian and salutatorian awards to begin our program. Both students will also present comments as well.
Thank you, Jim. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first official activity relative to the closing of the class of 1991. I must mention as we begin that 2 years ago, we decided to move this program forward 2 weeks because of the intense heat. Summer's coming earlier, and I guess we're at fault for that. It seems appropriate to begin our academic awards program by introducing to you the top 2 academic students in your high school. This year, our salutatorian is Michelle Oakes. Michelle has achieved an cumulative average of 6.033 to place her number 2 in her class. Michelle will be continuing her studies at Northwestern University. The highest ranking member of the class of 1991 is Caroline Barna. Caroline has achieved an overall cumulative average of 6.0979 to place her number 1 out of 261 ranked students in the class of 1991. Caroline will be continuing her education at Princeton University. At this time, I would like to invite these 2 young ladies to offer their comments to the graduating class of 1991. First, we'll hear from the salutatorian Caroline, valedictorian Caroline, followed by the salutatorian Michelle. Caroline?
Our days at Scotch Plains Spanish High School are numbered. We have spent the past 4 years here together at this school and are facing an imperative decision as our high school careers draw to a close. There is a fork in the road ahead, and we must all choose the path to follow, no longer together as a class, but each as an individual. There will be no one to hold our hand this time as we step into the adult world. Some will choose to pursue higher education in college, some will enter the working world, while still others may be undecided. Wherever fate may lead us, the future is ours and we will succeed. Orison S. Martin once said, "Our destiny changes with our thought. We shall become what we wish to become, do what we wish to do, when our habitual thought corresponds with our desire. Despite our differences, we will part and achieve our highest aspirations. But wherever we may go, whatever we may become, We will never forget our mutual experiences at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. Entering as naive, unsuspecting freshmen 4 years ago, we have endured the experience of high school and will now emerge as perceptive and more aware individuals, ready for a change in our lives. We have outgrown our old stage of life, to which we can never return, and are ready to move forward to a new one, each on his or her own. Think of this separation not as an end, but as a new beginning. Though we will separate, as one, we will brave what the world has in store for us, and together we'll make it a better place, exploring new heights and expanding our knowledge. Good luck to the class of 1991 in the beginning of your new lives, and congratulations on succeeding thus far. Thank you.
January 16th, 1991. I was sitting in Fridays eating dinner with a friend. All of a sudden, the usual noisy atmosphere disappeared as the manager turned up the volumes on the television sets and we heard the news we had been dreading. The war in the Gulf had begun. All of us in the restaurant had our own separate lives, but we were tied together by our common fear. Who would win? What would the future be? Over the next 6 weeks or so, I watched as the nation came together. We, people from 50 separate areas of the country, may have had our own separate lives and our own different reasons and ideas about this war. But the desire to see our successful troops home, safe, and successful was a common bond between all of us. We cheered our troops on to victory, and while we remain separate people, we will have forever something that ties us together: patriotism, our love for America. Just as the citizens of the U.S. became a unified people, we at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School grew together. When 250 or so of us entered the high school 4 years ago as freshmen, we came from all over. Friends, for the most part, were those whom we had known for many years, and groups were very, very distant. While different groups of friends still exist, and while I cannot claim to be close with all of my classmates, there can be no mistake that some kind of change has come over us. As we matured, as we spent the years together, we grew closer together. Our class unified in support of various school groups: the Quiz Bowl team, the music groups at Virginia Beach, the swimming, gymnastics, tennis, and soccer teams, the football team for its capture of the state championship title. As a member of the varsity tennis team, I have personally felt this bond. For each year, the 10 or so of us came from different groups, but our spirit and our desire to be the best players and people we could be made us instant friends. About a month from now, our class will gather together for the last time to graduate. It's ironic that we have grown together just in time to separate. Although we will scatter to different parts of the country as we go on to college, the military, and the workforce, we will always have our ties that hold us together as members of the class of '91. Perhaps we will join together in a reunion years from now, proving that these ties, these bonds, do not break. Months have passed since the war ended, and still patriotic songs are sung and the flags fly high. We, as Americans, have proved that we are proud of ourselves and our country. We, as high school seniors, have every right to be proud of everything we have accomplished in the past 4 years. As we go out into the world, we, like our troops, will be successful. I end with the words of a folk song by Debbie Friedman. Today's the day I take my stand, the future's mine to hold. Commitments that I make today are dreams from days of old. I'll have to make the way for generations come and go. I'll have to teach them what I've learned so they will come to know that the old shall dream dreams and the youth shall see visions, and our hope shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Congratulations and good luck to the class of '91.
Mayor Mayor Patricia M. Curran will present the Mayor's Award for the Borough of Fanwood.
I think my speech will be briefer than the walk up here. But I'd like to say that this is now 1 decade old. We started a little bit later than Scotch Plains. We're a tinier town. But it's from the heart. We're always very proud of our Fanwood students, and we're very proud of our Scotch Plains students too. This is one of the most moving ceremonies that you can attend in the course of a year. And I know these students, and I listened very carefully to their speeches because I thought they were wonderful. I know they will keep growing. They'll keep moving upward, onward, and this old world won't be such a bad place after all because we have these young people to follow in our footsteps. This year, we're giving the Fanwood Mayor's Award to the top student from Fanwood, and it's a young man I have not met yet, but I will be very pleased to meet Mark T. Kirschenbaum. Hi, Mark. I'm pleased to meet you. This you get to keep, and this you get to look at. We have your name and the year you received the award. If you ever want to look at it again, you have to take an interest in local government and come to a council meeting. I hope you do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mrs. Marie McDevitt of the College Club of Fanwood will now present the College Club Award for Academic Excellence.
The College Club of Fanwood Scotch Plains has been in existence for almost 60 years, and although it took almost 4 years to raise the funds for that first $200 scholarship granted back in the 30s, we've continued to give scholarships every year since then, so that this year 13 young women will be receiving $11,000. Our scholarship chairpersons will give out the majority of the awards later. I, as president of the club, am privileged to give out the Award for Academic Excellence. This award was started in 1960, and it is given to the top female graduate at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. This year, as you just heard before from Dr. Riegel, the top female graduate is also the #1 student in her class. College Club is very happy and honored to give Caroline Barna an award for $250. Congratulations, Caroline.
Mayor Alan M. Augenstein will present the annual Mayor's Award for the Township of Scotch Plains.
Dr. Riegel, members of the faculty, parents, fine young people, ladies and gentlemen. It's a particular pleasure for me to participate in this evening's ceremony. The genesis of this particular award goes back approximately 10 years when Mayor Alice Agron initiated the concept. Mayor Agron was very much of an academician and very much interested in our students. So it's wonderful to be able to participate in the perpetuation of this award. And of course, as we give an award like this, I'm sure everyone here would agree that these awards would not be possible were it not for our fine teachers in this school district. And I would like to take this time, take a moment just to read to you a proclamation that I issued having to do with teachers' appreciation. It says, whereas a strong, effective system of free public school education for all children and youth is essential to our democratic system of government, whereas the United States has made considerable progress in the social, technological, and scientific fields due to our system of free and universal public education, As much of this progress can be attributed to the qualified and dedicated teachers entrusted with the educational development of our children to their full potential, and whereas teachers should be accorded high public esteem, reflecting the value of the community that the community places on public education, and whereas it is the appropriate that teachers be recognized for their dedication and commitment to educating their students. Now therefore, I, as mayor of the Township of Scotch Plains, proclaim May being Teacher Appreciation Month in the Township of Scotch Plains, and urge all citizens to pay tribute to our public school teachers. So if they who are in the audience this evening could please stand, I'm sure all would want to join in a round of applause to all our fine teachers in this district. Very good. And of course, I'm sure that by the time the evening is through, Carolyn Barna is going to get so used to receiving awards that it'll just become every day for her. But certainly it's a great privilege and honor for me to present the Mayor's Annual Award in the amount of a $100 savings bond to Carolyn M. Barna of 1861 Wood Road, Scotch Plains, who happens to be not that far from where I live. Where are you, Carolyn? Congratulations to you. God bless you. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. David Gowdy, advisor to Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Student Government Association, will now present the annual Elizabeth Daily Journal Outstanding Citizen of the Future Award.
As I was thinking over what I might need to say to you this evening, it struck me that I really am old enough now to be the parent of any of these young people on the stage this evening. But despite the shock, I can really then understand the justifiable pride that each of you in the audience must feel about what these young men and women have accomplished thus far in their lives. It is no great leap for me to say that most of them surely qualify for the award I'm about to present this evening, the Daily Journal's Outstanding Citizen of the Future Award, which will involve a plaque to be awarded at a later date, as well as some ink in the Daily Journal. Realistically, I can only offer one award. This goes to a young man who easily fits any definition of a well-rounded student. His involvement in the life of the school is extensive and varied. His style is quiet and unassuming, but worthy of praise. I know he will continue to achieve much in the years ahead at Yale and in society as a whole. I am very pleased and honored to be able to offer the award to Neil Bargava.
Mr. Fred DeFeo, Assistant Principal to Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, will offer a series of awards.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed my pleasure this evening to share with you the recipients of awards based on a national competition that we compete in each year. This competition basically consists of 4 contests. The contest is nationally conducted from all the states in the Union. The competition basically is a team competition whereby the 6 highest scorers in the area of calculus are submitted to the basic agency that runs the competition. I'm extremely proud, as I am every year, to be able to make the following statement to you. This is the 5th year in a row that the Calculus League from Scotch Plains Fanwood High School has been the regional championship for New Jersey and New York. And we're very, very proud of our fine young people. On the national level, I'd like to say to you that we had the 3rd highest score nationally, and that certainly is also a tribute. And this success, I'd like to share with you, is in no small measure attributable to Mr. Jeff Spring, who works with these youngsters on a daily basis to help them with their calculus, to say the least. Let me introduce to you some of these talented young people. As recipients of a regional award, in addition to the certificate they're getting this evening, there's another one that's on the way. Unfortunately, the league had not sent that to us, but we'll get it to the members of this group. Let me introduce to you the members of the team. Keep in mind that throughout the course of the different contests, different youngster scores were submitted. Let me introduce to you Neil Bargava. Neil. Paul Chufo. Eric Hammerman. Matthew Kelleher. Mark Kirschenbaum. Douglas Cutney. Emily Meyer. Maria Plachaki. Jody Saltzman. Amy Snyder. Elizabeth Weber. With the contest, there's always one youngster who has the top score. That youngster, in addition to receiving a certificate, receives a medal. And the top scorer this year in the Calculus League is Caroline Barna. Our next award is given to the senior who has shown continued academic achievement in mathematics. The mathematics department considers this a very special award because it is the mathematics department itself that selects the recipient. And as you can imagine, dealing with all the math teachers is not difficult trying to determine who this outstanding youngster is. This award is called the Mu Alpha Theta Award, and the recipient this year is Neil Bargava. Neil? Our next presentation through the math department is the Neil J. McHugh Calculus Award. Mr. McHugh was a math teacher at Scotch Plains Family High School for 28 years, and he was the first math teacher to teach the calculus. He's a very, very special individual, and we so honor him with this award. He was a caring individual, one who did his best to be sure that his youngsters in class understood the idea of the calculus. This evening we are very, very honored to have with us Mrs. McHugh, who will present the award. Mrs. McHugh?
It is an honor to present the Neil J. McHugh Calculus Award to Mark Kirschenbaum,
Dr. Linda Albert of the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Mathematics Department will present the APL Mathematics Award and the Mathematics Department MAA Contest Awards.
Good evening. The first award I'd like to give this evening is the APL Award. It's an award I started about 20 years ago and I've been giving to students who are interested in high-level language computing and show promise in understanding the language and hopefully will be encouraged to continue and delve into computing and enjoy it thoroughly. And this year's winner is Reed Stiepelman. In 1960, the school, for the first time, participated in the Mathematical Association of America contest. And in the 31 years since then, we have been giving this contest, and our results this year are quite interesting. We didn't get these until about a week ago, and I don't think very many people have yet heard how well the students involved did. Around the world, 400,000 students, roughly, participate in March in a contest that's given simultaneously. 10,330 students participated in New Jersey. The student who was 8th in the state of New Jersey out of those 10,000 is Neil Bargava, and he's first in the county. It turns out that if a student gets 100 points or more, they are eligible to participate in the next level of the test taking. And so Neil was eligible, and in the past, over 31 years, we've had 6 students in this position. And so this year we had our 7th, but interestingly, we had our 8th as well. It's the first time ever we had 2 students participate in the screening for the Olympiads, and there were only, out of 400,000, there were under 4,000 students who participated in this, and he receives an additional pin for this, and the other winner was Tej Fatak, who also had a good score, so second place. And then we needed a 3rd place because the team is made up of 3 people, and Doug Cutney came in 3rd place in the competition throughout the school, and I'll ask him to come forward. And when we got our team results, which we don't know for quite a while, it turns out that we are 16th in the state, 1st in the county as a team score, and it's only the 2nd time in those 31 years that we've had a team score that received recognition from the association. So this is a high honor, quite unusual, and the 3 gentlemen before you deserve your congratulations.
Mr. Arnold Newberger, counselor in the Guidance Department of Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, will present the annual George Bryan Memorial Award.
The George Bryan Memorial Award is named after a former and popular counselor in our school. This is the 16th year that we're presenting this award. George Bryan, determined in the face of a terminal illness, he set an example of human courage and self-discipline rarely seen. When he might have cried about his fate, he laughed. When he might have been angry at it, he was kind. When he might have been in pain, he was patient. When he might have been discouraged, he was optimistic. When he might have given up, he tried and tried again. The wheelchair bound his body but not his spirit. He lifted up others when they sought to comfort him. His heart was big. To the end that this man's courage and humanity might properly be remembered, his fellow counselors elected to honor him by selecting annually the one senior who most closely exemplifies in his or her life the qualities that made George a remarkable individual. This year, the faculty has selected a senior who, like George, has experienced personal setbacks powerful enough to make most people give up. But she did not. In fighting back at the fates, as it were, she is one in spirit with George Bryan, who, as he looks on this scene this evening, wherever he is, has to be smiling still and saying, "Well done, Laurette Douglas."
Mr. Chet Janish, principal of the Park Middle School, and Mr. Jim Williams, retired teacher from Park Middle School, will present the annual Ed Guastakis Memorial Scholarships.
I was just sitting here tonight thinking that this year's graduating class was in 3rd grade when we lost Ed. For those of you who don't know who Ed Guastakis was, he was a teacher in the district, joined us sometime in the 70s, and was literally beloved by all. His death became something of a cause with former students, and they were determined to establish the Guastakis Foundation Scholarship. Since then, we have given 8 $1,000 scholarships. In the heat of all the fundraisers, a little kid came up to me one day and said, "Mr. Williams, what's a guaz?" And I couldn't answer him at the time. However, for the subsequent scholarship presentation, I found this, which pretty well described him. This was Ed. "Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can." It is with very great pleasure that for the first time the Ed Guastakis Scholarship Fund presents this year 2 $1,000 scholarships, and they will be awarded to Miss Tracy Brock and Miss Amy Kohler.
Detective Lieutenant Robert Carboy of the Fairfield Police Department and Detective Carl Sokola of the Scotch Plains Police Department will present the annual Union County Juvenile Officers Association Award.
Detective Sokola was unable to be here tonight, but it is my pleasure to congratulate all of the student recipients who are represented here tonight on behalf of both Carl, myself, and both the Fanwood and the Scotch Plains Police Departments. Each year, the Union County Juvenile Officers Association presents an award to a student from each of the municipalities who exhibits great citizenship and leadership. And this year, we would like to present an award to Mark Kirschenbaum and James Malfetti. I'm sorry.
Ms. Pearl Rich, retired teacher from the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Social Studies Department, will present the annual Pearl Rich Academic Achievement Awards.
Good evening. Each year, the Social Studies Department awards its most prestigious award to a member of each of the graduating classes. That award is named after Pearl Rich, who stood for academic excellence for almost 20 years. We are honored tonight to have Pearl here with us to present the Academic Achievement Awards in Social Studies.
Lauren Arnold, the 9th grade. Jean Luciano, the 10th grade.
This is Lauren. Lauren. Jean. Congratulations.
Patsy Batchelor, the 11th grade. And Chrissy Chung, the 12th grade.
Mr. Dion Algieri, member of the Junior Statesman Association of Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Awards Committee, an alumnus of 1990 and ex-president of the association, will now present the Junior Statesman Award.
Last year, the members of the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Junior Statesmen of America set out to establish an award to honor a student who embodies the ideals and goals of our organization. We were looking for someone who has a feeling of social concern and responsibility, an independent thinker with opinions and goals, a person who has the will and desire to zestfully defend his or her opinions, and finally, a person who's willing to buck the system in the name of progress and change. We're honored to present this award to a person who is unquestionably qualified and worthy. I would like to present the first ever Junior Statesman Award to a 4-year enthusiastic junior state member, Maria Plahutsky.
Mr. Edward Warshaw, Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Muse Advisor, will offer the Muse Awards.
No, I'm not Santa Claus, but I have my package of goodies here. Would Sarah Buck, Bram Poquette, and Adam Sherwin join me on the stage? I'd like to honor these people for participating so greatly in the production of The Muse, our literary magazine. Our literary magazine, The Muse, has been in existence for 31 years. And during that time, especially in the last few years, it has been rated superior and excellent by the National Council of Teachers of English. As a matter of fact, we have had letters of praise from ex-Governor Kane and Senator Lautenberg for the quality of our magazine. Adam, your leadership as editor-in-chief was constantly in evidence. The large attendance at all our weekly meetings was mainly due to the efficient way that you conducted them. Thanks to your efforts, I'm sure we're going to have a great magazine in June. Sarah, you have been selected as best writer on the Muse staff. Your narrations continue to astonish us all. I hope that this prize of works by other literary artists will encourage you to continue your writing, and I just have a feeling that maybe 20 years from now, the advisor to the Muse will be presenting a gift that will be a book by Sarah Buck. Bram, you have been selected as Best Artist on the Muse staff. We really depended on you for front cover art and other art assignments, and you came through with flying colors, or should I say, flying black and whites. Bram, congratulations.
Mrs. Marianne Hall, District Supervisor of Science, Scotch Plains Fanwood Public Schools, K through 12, will present the Irene Grubman Memorial Scholarship Award. And as a representative from the Society of Women in Engineering, will present the Society of Women Engineers Award, the Bausch and Lomb Science Award, and the American Association of Physics Teachers Award.
Did a representative from the Society of Women Engineers arrive? Okay. I would like the following four women to come up here: Patsy Batchelor, Beth Weber, Carolyn Barna, and Kathy Lewis. Levin. Would you all come up here? Kathy Levin, Patsy Batchelor, Carolyn Barna. I don't have much of a voice. The Science Department has 5 awards to give tonight, and we're very pleased to indicate to you tonight that all 5 of the awards go to females. First of all, to junior Catherine Levins. She is the winner of the Society of Women Engineers of New Jersey Outstanding Junior in Engineering. Our senior representative is Carolyn Barna. She also wins the Society of Women Engineers Award for the senior. The third award is to Beth Weber, and this is for the outstanding physics student in the senior year. Beth? The next award is the Bausch and Lomb Award, which is given to a junior who is selected by the Science Department as the most outstanding student. The Bausch and Lomb Award is an award that is given to outstanding science students in the 7,500 participating schools in the country, and is a very highly coveted award to the most outstanding science student in the junior class. The award goes to Beth Weber. I'm sorry, it's Patsy Batchelor. Not only don't I have a voice, I don't have a brain tonight. And the last award is a very special award. This is given in honor and memory of a highly dedicated wife, mother, registered nurse, friend, and teacher here at Scotch Plains. Irene Grubman demonstrated her passion for science in her teaching, and because she cared so deeply, friends and relatives and fellow teachers wished to have a yearly award go to a student who is going to go on in science as a career. This scholarship of $500 is awarded to Carolyn Barna. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Pamela Perka, District Supervisor of English, Scotch Plains Fanwood Schools, will present the 34 News Anchor Team, the 1990-91 Awards, and the Broadcast Journalism 34 News Television Technician of the Year Award.
Thank you. Good evening. This year marks the first presentation of a very special award. The 34 News Broadcast Journalism Trophy that you see before you will become an annual tradition here at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. I'd like to have you welcome the members this year of our 34 News Anchor Team, and I'd like them to join us on stage, please. Laura Douglas. Laura has been involved as 3 years as the hard news anchor for the 34 News team. The second member, Peter Kim. Peter is also serving as his 3rd year as an anchor member for Hard News. Tracy Brock. Tracy is serving this year as our arts and entertainment anchor for her 1st year, with amazing grace for 1 year in the job. And Neil Bargava. Neil is serving in his 2nd year as our sports anchor for 34 News. Our co-managing editors for this year, Tracy and Laura, are serving as co-managers of our program. And I'd like to also introduce Steve Versick. Steve is not with us. Steve is serving this year and is a recipient of our Television Production Technician of the Year Award for 34 News. These students who stand before you are largely responsible for the outstanding quality of SPFHS's student-produced newscast called 34 News. On behalf of your advisor, Mr. Douglas Hooper, and the English department, we have engraved your names on this trophy to recognize your contributions and hopefully to inspire those who follow you to maintain the high standards that you have established. Congratulations.
Mrs. Carol Semp, English teacher, Scotch Plains Fanwood High School English Department, will present the National Council of Teachers of English Writing Contest Award.
Good evening. On behalf of the National Council of Teachers of English and the High School English Department, I have the honor of awarding a certificate and a few gifts from the department to a student from this fine senior class who has been commended as a finalist in the National Council of Teachers of English Writing Contest. In order to receive this prestigious award, she was chosen from a field of 6,000 entrants from throughout the nation. This certificate goes to Allison Mee.
Ms. Michelle Zara, Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Fan Scotian Advisor, will now offer the Fan Scotian Outstanding Leadership Awards.
The Fan Scotian is our bi-weekly high school newspaper. Today I have the honor of presenting our Outstanding Fan Scotian Leadership Award. It goes to my 2 co-editor-in-chiefs who have just really done a wonderful job this year, and without their leadership and dedication to the newspaper, we wouldn't be able to produce such a quality newspaper each week. I'd like to present these awards to Eric Hammerman and Richard Hunter.
Mrs. Helga Thomas, District Supervisor of Foreign Languages, Scotch Plains Fanwood Schools, will present the annual Foreign Languages Northeast Conference on the Teaching of Foreign Languages Award, a certificate recognizing the outstanding achiever in the study of German at our school. The Student Society of America Outstanding Achievement in the Study of German Language and Interest in German Culture Award, the German Club Scholarship, and the German Club Award for the most enthusiastic German student and club member at SPFHS. She will be assisted by Mr. Horst Stabenow.
The very first award we're giving this evening is a certificate of recognition for the student who's had the highest academic average in German That's very hard to do when you have 10 outstanding German 5 students, many of whom are going to be taking AP courses. But the young lady's record is unblemished, straight A, never anything less. She's going to be studying hotel and restaurant management at Cornell University. She's going to continue studying German. She also has been studying Spanish. We're very proud of her. The recipient is Jen Hansen. The second award is a first-time award this year because we have a young lady who is perhaps the most outstandingly enthusiastic German student we have ever had. She's a willing participant in every activity. She's dynamite in class. She's just a wonderful person. She too is going to continue her study of German at Rutgers University. She's a very deserving student. Her name is Carrie Garrison. I'd like to ask Tracy Brock to come up to the podium, please. Tracy is going to be receiving from the German Club here at the high school a scholarship of $250, and that's in recognition for her leadership in the organization, her enthusiasm, her willingness to do everything from selling pizza to greeting German students when they come here. She has been also a straight A student in German. I met her the first time 5 years ago when I taught German at Park Middle School, when she was one of 6 or 7 brave students who signed up for German. She's going to be continuing her study of German at Florida Southern University. She's been the recipient of many awards this evening, and deservedly so. Tracy Brock.
I just wanted to, Carrie Garrison and I would like to present Mrs. Thomas with these flowers as a small token of our appreciation. She has inspired and encouraged us to no end, and I know I can speak for both of us. We admire her and adore her, and we'll never forget her.
No. Teachers are not supposed to receive awards at this ceremony, but it's nice anyway. There are 2 gentlemen on the stage who want to confer an award here this evening. One gentleman is Horst Stabenow, who represents the Steuben Society, a German-American cultural foundation, and we'll begin with him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased here to represent the National Council of the Steuben Society of America, and we're very pleased to be involved with high schools, such fine high school as here, Scotch Plains Fanwood, that retain the German language as one of their curriculums. It's very important that we maintain the tradition of the founders of this great nation, and in particular of what's going on in Europe today, the liberalization of Europe. Let's all work together, and we hope that the German language, as many other European languages, will continue to be taught in America, which will bring a bridge between America and Europe in the old tradition, the way we have known it for years. On behalf of the National Council, I present the Steuben Award to the outstanding student here in your school, and that's no other than Tracy Brock. Next, I'd like to introduce a gentleman from New York also, from the Literary Foundation Society, and he will make a special presentation here, which should be a surprise. Kasper Scheidler.
I think this should be a very big surprise to Mrs. Helga Dietrich Thomas. 50 years ago, the Literary Society Foundation was founded to encourage the study of the German language. And through wise investments, we now have approximately $500,000 invested, and we give out approximately $25,000 a year to schools that teach German. And Mrs. Thomas found out about us a few years ago and sent us a letter, and we have been able to send $500 a year to the school. Mrs. Thomas and I, our relationship goes back for many years because it was Mrs. Thomas's mother, Frau Dietrich, who gave me my start in the study of the German language. And at this time, I'd like to also say that the Literary Foundation 3 years ago started an award, not for a student, but for a teacher. And we voted into existence the German Teacher of the Year Award in New York City. Last year, Mr. Stabenow suggested including New Jersey. And I said, well, why don't we give an award to New Jersey, a special award to the German Teacher of the Year? So this year it is our pleasure to give Mrs. Helga Dietrich Thomas a check for $250 to spend as she sees fit as the outstanding German teacher in the state of New Jersey. Helga.
You can only be the outstanding German teacher when you have outstanding German students, parents, administrators, and the support of the community. Thank you to you all.
Mrs. Joanne Casher, teacher of language in the Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School Foreign Languages Department, will present the annual SPFHS Italian Club Awards.
Benvenuti e buonasera a tutti. Good evening and welcome to everybody. We have been giving scholarship awards for the past 10 or 12 years, and we're very proud of the students that we've had through the years. But I think the two that we have this year are by far two of the best that we've ever seen. Our first recipient will continue her education at Rutgers University and the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York during the summer because she has an interest and a desire to have a career in fashion design. She's been a faithful member of the Italian Club for 4 years, and she was this year's club president. She has studied Italian for 4 years and been an outstanding student devoted to excellence. And she's also a member of the Italian National Honor Society. I'd like to present one of this year's awards to Doreen Summa. Our next recipient, I believe, ranks third in the senior class and will continue his studies at Cornell University with the hope of following a career in medicine. He too has studied Italian into the 5th year. Truly amazing, and was also a past president of the Italian Club and also a member of the Italian National Honor Society. I'd like to present our second award to Doug Cutney. Only once in the year I get that. Thank you.
Mrs. Arlene Crane, teacher of languages in the Scotch Plains-Fanwood Foreign Language Department, will present the annual SPFHS French Club Scholarship.
Good evening, parents and graduates. It is my pleasure, as it has been for these past 24 years, to present awards from the French Club. Each year we present an award to the most outstanding students of the French 5 Honors Program, next year to be called AP. The award recognizes the student's ability to understand the language and express him or herself orally and in writing with relative ease. The first recipient of this award this year has been an outstanding student of the French language in the 2 honors classes in which I have taught her. As a matter of fact, she has maintained an A+ average throughout that time. Upon her graduation, she will go to Northwestern University, where she will either major in journalism or in some career related to child education. That recipient is Michelle Oakes. stay here a minute. This is for you. It is also my pleasure to present to Michelle, besides this check, a certificate which has been given by the Board of Directors of the Northeast Conference on the Teaching of Foreign Languages for excellence in language study. Michelle was selected as the top language student in the senior class. It gives me great privilege to give her this certificate. This year, a second award goes to a student of that same French 5 honors program. This young lady has a fine record as a language student and as a participant in the activities of the French program all over the place. Her enthusiasm and wit, she has a bit of an actress in her, have enlivened our class, particularly when she got a chance to act out roles in radio plays and the like. She will attend Tufts University in the fall, where she plans to continue studies leading to a medical degree. This check, then, is for Chrissy Chung. Congratulations. Both Michelle and Chrissy will be able to see their name anytime they come back to the high school on a plaque that will be displayed in the main office. Congratulations to you both.
Ms. Lynette Perkins, advisor of the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Students Against Drunk Driving chapter, will present their annual Special Service Awards.
This has been the most productive year in the 6-year history of the Scotch Plains Fanwood chapter of SAD, and it's been a very special year from start to finish, as seen by the quality of the awareness and educational projects that the various committees came up with, as well as the quantity of the members actively involved. In other years, we've had more people on the rolls, so to speak, but never have we had such a high percentage of people actively doing and leading this year, as in this year. First of all, I want to say I'm going to divide this into 3 sections. The first, the traditional officers, although they were in no way traditional, and I'll be talking about them. And then we're going to have what I call a flurry of activity, which we will give the various chair people who have worked so hard all during the year. Some of these committees, subcommittees of SAD, actually, in my opinion, have worked harder than some of the clubs that I've been associated with, and they're just a subcommittee. So they probably, you know, our work is the kind of work that's kind of difficult to assess. How do you know if you prevented a death from a drunk driver? We really don't know that. We can only hope that our work and the little things we do all during the year, which I will review in this flurry part of it, has helped. And we cross our fingers. We do know that drunk driving statistics are down nationally, and we hope eventually that maybe we won't need this organization, that they will be down to 0. Okay, would the 4 officers please come up? Aaron Ford, Treasurer; Gita Trika, Secretary; Vice President Susan Davis; and last but certainly not least, President Amy Toth. For Aaron and for Gita, who were very young members of our club last year as freshmen and moved into leadership positions this year, we have certificates of appreciation. Congratulations. And for Susan Davis, who moved in from secretary last year to vice president this year, and from Amy, who moved up from vice president last year to president this year, we have the certificates, and in addition to the certificates, a little bit of a memory, a paperweight which is inscribed with their name and years of service for the other 2 officers. So let's hear it for the officers. All right, Amy's going to stay now and help me with this flurry. Thanks, gals. SAD started its year a year ago, May, when we planned, our officers were part of the planning for this year's SAD Day. SAD Day actually is this week. On Friday of this week, we will have our annual assembly, and we're all looking forward to that. A lot of work and effort went into figuring out what to do, and we look forward to having our plans come true with the speech by Jeff Thaxton this Friday. The officers were on that committee. All right, the second committee that met starting in this year is called the Birthday Card Committee. And I'd like that committee headed by Kathy Levins, who works all year long figuring out whose birthday is when and sending them a special birthday card when they get to their 17th birthday, since that's a special one, and we have an awareness message and a birthday gift for them. So Kathy Levins and Becky Rosenthal and Fiona Abrams saw to it that our 17-year-olds got a birthday card. The Homecoming Committee with Susan Davis again. She's already received her award. Homecoming, as you know, is when we have everybody back and have a parade. This year they had awareness games in the cafeteria afterward and gave prizes, etc. The Pre-Holiday Committee, Chairperson Allison Wolf, want to come up here please? And she sent everyone in the whole school Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's greeting, every student, administrator, cafeteria worker, custodian, everyone got one. And of course, they had awareness messages. Now, part of what this group did was to create the idea of an awareness button, which I'm wearing 2 of out of the 8 they've created. Karen Schaefer, Amy, and Joe Roskin, would you come up? Amy's part of it. This was a very, very creative idea. And incidentally, all SAD members are now selling these for $1. If you wear them, they bring awareness right into the party, and they also are a little fundraiser for us. The SAD Social Committee has 2 events this year. One took place in December, where we had our 2nd annual pre-holiday party, complete with 3 little subcommittees going on in there. Alice and me, Charlie Bourne, and Sharon Inucci, Robin Shea. We're all in charge of that. We went to 3 little sub-parties and had delicious non-alcoholic drinks. And then we added up what if they had alcohol in them, and could you have driven home? And the answer was no. And did you still have a good time? And the answer was yes. Okay, the Show Your Love Committee is in Valentine's Day era. Allison Wallerstein, you want to come up please? And Fiona Abrams. There are other people on the committee who created the card, but these 2 saw to it that they got delivered. Once again, everyone in the school got a Valentine's Day card, this one with their individual name on it. So we're very happy to bring awareness messages in that way, because you truly do show your love when you don't drive drunk. Okay, the Purple Ribbon Committee, Doreen Suma and Debbie Nicodemus, would you come forward? These gals assisted the PTA with their drug and alcohol awareness campaign. As you know, we have purple ribbons everywhere in the high school and every other school. These 2 gals also worked on the display case scheduling this year, and the 2 of them put up some of the most beautiful display cases I've yet seen. We even had art teachers complimenting us on the quality of the display cases. The Pre-Prom and Pre-Graduation Committee, chaired by Susie Friedrichs and assisted by Kristen Morales. Would you come up? They're still at work. They planned some wonderful things for this year's group. Okay. Did I miss somebody, Amy? Okay. Now I would like to have the final awards that I'm going to give, which are very, very special awards. These are the awards that I call the Advisor Appreciation Awards. Would Fiona Abrams and Sandra Rosenthal please come forward? Each member of SAD is expected to join 2 committees and follow through with them. Sandy diligently worked on 4, and Fiona worked on 5 plus. These 2 spent a lot of time in my room and met most of the people in SAD. In addition to being members of SAD, you see them up here getting other awards. And at this time, I'd like to share with you what this says. That one. Sorry. This is in the form of a letter that has their name on it, and it's a letter basically of recommendation. And I'll just read the last part. has my encouragement to enclose the copies of this letter with his or her application to scholarships, schools of higher education, or employment. It can be considered a letter of commendation for a year of quality performance. In addition, it is a recommendation for success in future commitments based on this proven record of positive involvement. These gals didn't need an invitation to come into the room. They just came in, took charge, got the work done, and I compliment them highly. Sandra Rosenthal and Fiona Abrams. And finally, last year, I gave the same identical letters to 4 people, and what do you do for an encore? They've continued to have incredible service. Would Susan Davis, Kathy Levins, Becky Rosenthal, and Amy Toth please come forward? These girls, all I can say is that if you ever went by the room, usually one was in the room after school. And the other nice thing I can say about it is that I kind of, not that I did sit at my desk with my feet up, but I almost could have. They just run the show. They did a super, super job all year. So Kathy Levins and Susan, incidentally, are the incoming co-presidents of SAD. So we're happy to have them back another year. Kathy and Susan. Becky Rosenthal, would you please come forward? Becky is out for 3 sports in 3 seasons. She has never missed a practice or a game that I'm aware of, and she has been on 7 committees of SAD, not just in name only. She will give me a little note that says, I can't make the meeting, but can I do something afterward? She'll come in the next morning and without fail picks up her assignment and does it. 7 committees, one of the best members we've ever had, Becky Rosenthal. Amy Toth has been the kind of president that any advisor would dream of having as a leader. She went beyond every task of hers and picked up the ball when anyone else dropped it and carried it through for a score. These leaders will receive plaques and a great appreciation from me, their advisor. They have really made SAD have a fantastic year. And incidentally, as we drive home tonight, I'd like you to just think about the fact that possibly one thing one of these people or members of their committees have done have possibly prevented the horrible reality of a drunk driving accident. And our streets of Scotch Plains and Fanwood, for all of us, are safer because of their efforts. Thank you.
Mr. Stanley Rothman, District Supervisor Art, Scotch Plains Fanwood Public Schools, will present the annual Images Award.
Each year since 1985, the Art Department has selected one student to be the recipient of the Images Award. This is in recognition of that person being the outstanding artist over a 4-year career at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. The award consists of a plaque which is dedicated to the outstanding artist, the Images Award, Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, Art Department, 1991. In addition, the person's name will be added to the plaque that contains all of the previous winners and is on display here at the school. The recipient of this year's award is Anne Marie Pereira. Anne Marie? Okay, right, thank you.
Major Eugene D. Pearson, Commandant in New Jersey 821st Air Force Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School present the American Legion ROTC Scholarship, the American Legion Junior ROTC Award, American Legion Special ROTC Scholarship, and the American Legion School Award.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here tonight representing the American Legion Post 209 of Scotch Plains Fanwood. The American Legion puts a tremendous amount of effort and time into supporting the youth of Scotch Plains. Tonight we're going to honor two students from the high school who have received some of their awards. The first award is the ROTC Scholarship. This is given to a cadet that has demonstrated outstanding honor, patriotism, leadership, and scholarship throughout the year. Would Sonny Beal please come forward?
Okay.
This scholarship is in the amount of $500. Next award is the American Legion School Award. Would Paul Chufo please come forward? I'd like to read the certificate. This certificate of distinguished achievement is awarded to Paul M. Chufo of Scotch Plains Fanwood High School in recognition of attainment achieved as a winner of the American Legion School Award to further recognize his possession of those high qualities of courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service, which are necessary to the preservation and protection of the fundamental institutions of our government and the advancement of our society. This award is presented by the American Legion Post 209. Congratulations.
Mr. Don Zitch, Vice President of the Scotch Plains Fanwood Soccer Association, will now present the SPFSA Annual Scholarship.
It gives me great pleasure to present the Scotch Plains Fanwood Soccer Association Scholarship to the captain of this year's Varsity Boys Soccer Club, an all-county and all-state player, Jim Brown.
Mr. Emile Dupuy, Scholarship Committee Chairperson, Scotch Plains Fanwood Youth Baseball Association, will now present the annual Scotch Plains Fanwood Youth Baseball Association Scholarship.
Each year, the Scotch Plains Fanwood Youth Baseball Association presents a $500 scholarship to the student that best meets the criteria established by the league. The criteria includes, of course, scholastic achievement, school activities, outside activities, and league participation. This year's winner has done very well in school. He's very active in school activities, in outside activities, and he has participated in the league the maximum number of years that he was eligible, 10 consecutive years. And probably most importantly, he's just a nice young man. I'm very pleased to present the award to Brandon Lorenz.
Mr. James Meyer, President of the Blue Raider Athletic Booster Club, will now offer their annual Blue Raider Athletic Booster Club scholarships.
It's with a double pleasure that I'm here tonight. As a parent of a Scotch Plains Fanwood High School senior, I share the joy of seeing our sons and daughters honored for excellence. These opportunities seem too few, but they certainly are precious. Secondly, I'm honored to present the Blue Raider Athletic Booster represent the Blue Raider Athletic Booster Club to present our 1991 scholarships to 3 outstanding student athletes. The Booster Club, with your help, raises funds to honor our student athletes in the form of scholarships, the letter awards, and team and individual Championship Awards. With the many recent successes, I'm sure you've seen many of the award jackets and sweaters around school and around town, and all of our winners tonight have been beneficiaries of this program. This year we award three $500 scholarships. The first goes to a student who has succeeded both individually and as part of a team. She has been one of the keys to the success of the swimming team, leading to the county and sectional championships. She has succeeded as well in cross country and track. Laura Douglas will be attending the University of Richmond. Our next scholar athlete is having a grand spring. That's quite a hit around school. He's been a member of the sectional champion baseball teams and maybe another one this year, I hope, and part of the soccer and basketball programs at SPFHS. Patrick Hamilton will attend State University of New York at Binghamton. Patrick? Our final scholar learned his lessons well as a youngster in Scotch Plains, and we're certainly glad he came back after spending his middle school years away from New Jersey. He's been an individual champion in swimming and a member of our sectional champion swim teams. When he's on dry land, he's played in soccer and the football programs here at the high school. Brian Sheets, who will attend Boston University in the fall. Brian?
Mr. Walter Cooper, Chairman of the Community Action Council Scholarship Committee, will present the Ed Perry Scholarship awarded for excellence in academic achievement.
Good evening. This year marks the first year of the Edward C. Perry Scholarship Award. On behalf of the Community Action Council Committee, it gives me a great honor to present the Edward C. Perry Scholarship Award. This scholarship award reflects more than a mere academic achievement. Indeed, it is the testimony of memory of the Edward C. Perry, high moral integrity, the constructive ideals he represented, and his strong desire to help further the education of our youth. Richard, would you come forward? We, the Community Action Council Committee, feel that you, Richard Hunter, are truly deserving of this honor. You have exemplified the high standards of integrity, citizenship, and academic achievement that are the hallmark of the Edward C. Perry Scholarship Award. Again, we offer our congratulations, our best wishes for every success you so richly deserve. Thank you.
Mr. Richard Pinnell, Second Vice President of the Fanwood Lions Club, will present their annual scholarship awards.
Good evening. Fanwood Lions Club, through the efforts of its hardworking members, has once again been able to award three $1,000 scholarships to members of this graduating class. The awards are based on three criteria, namely scholarship, potential, and need. We are very proud of our recipients, and they are Andrea Camfield, Monique Colvin, and last but not least, Karen Benkovich. Thank you.
Mrs. Nancy Anderson, co-chairperson of the College Club of Fanwood Scotch Plains, will present their annual scholarships.
One of the main goals of the College Club is to help further the educational aspirations of young women residing in our two towns. To help the same, our 100 members achieve this goal by holding several fundraisers during the year. We have published and sold a useful community date calendar, had a 50-50 raffle with a top prize of $2,400, sponsored a week-end-long book sale at the Martine Avenue bookstore, enjoyed an ice cream party, which we would have enjoyed tonight, at Flamingos, had a round robin bridge tournament, and manned the Fanwood Recycling Center during snowy, rainy, and sweltering hot days. Just think, the can you just threw out would have helped earn a scholarship for one or two of these students this evening. As a result of our efforts, our committee is able to award $10,500 scholarships. This is the highest amount we have ever awarded, and quite a contrast to our first scholarship, $200 in 1936. 6 of our recipients are here with us this evening as members of the class of 1991. I would like them to come forward as I call their names. Their scholarships will be formally awarded at our May dinner, May 20th, but I do have a rose to present to them this evening in recognition of their achievements. Andrea Canfield, a scholarship of $500. Andrea will be attending James Madison University. Laura Douglas. Laura will be attending the University of Richmond, a scholarship of $1,000. Carrie Garrison, Rutgers University, a scholarship of $500. Tracy Kohlberg, University of Delaware, $1,250. Elizabeth Weber, University of Virginia, a scholarship of $1,000. Allison Witherspoon, University of Virginia, $1,750. Our other recipients are members of the class of '89, Catherine Muller and Danielle Nizardo, the class of '90, Jennifer Reed and Rosemary Uzzolino, and a senior junior Catholic, Irene Del Bene. We thank all our recipients.
Mr. Charles R. Green, Scholarship Chairperson of the Fanwood Optimist Club, will present 2 special annual scholarships.
Thank you. The Scotch Plains Fanwood Optimist Club are proud to present this year's awards to 2 fine students, Monique Coleman and Douglas Cutney.
Mrs. Elaine Kolker, President of the Scotch Plains Fanwood Education Association, will now present the annual SPFEA Scholarship Award.
On behalf of the Scotch Plains Fanwood Education Association, I would like to present this $1,000 scholarship to Brian Sheet. Brian, we'd like you to be aware that this scholarship comes from your teachers and their colleagues, people who hold education in the highest esteem. You and your parents will be invited to our May 29th retirement party so that the rest of our group can meet you. Good luck.
Mr. Charles F. Shadle, a life member of Fanwood Scotch Plains Jaycees, will now present the Charles F. Shadle Scholarship.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, students. The Fanwood Scotch Plains Jaycees, formed in the mid-50s, has been very involved in the scholarship program. They believe very strongly that these are our future leaders of the world, that it is very important that they continue on with their education. Over the years, we've given out scholarships to many students who have gone on to many places to become vice presidents of different corporations. The past 4 years, realizing the fact that besides students who wish to go to college, we do have students who would like to continue on in a vocational education, like auto mechanics. Remember, you all drive cars. We have offered to the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School system a scholarship for a vocational student. And in the past 3 to 4 years, we have received no request, which is really a shame. This year, and again, but besides doing that, we do believe that there are students who wish to go on to a higher education in a college of their choice to become also good leaders of our community and our world. And we will continue to give a scholarship of $1,000, and this year is to Melissa Lynn Fisher.
Mrs. Horace George, Second Vice President of the Women's Club of Fanwood, will present their annual scholarship.
It is my pleasure to present the $500 scholarship of the Women's Club of Fanwood to Karen Benkovich.
Mr. Vincent Tutoriello, District Supervisor of Music, Scotch Plains Fanwood Schools, will present the Joseph J. Cecchio Scholarship and the Arian Award for Musical Excellence. This is a national award.
First, the Joseph M. Cecchio Scholarship Award goes to an outstanding musician in the music department who is declared a music major in college, and I'd like to invite Mrs. Lori Wellman, our choral director, to come out and make this presentation.
Good evening. The Joseph M. Cecchio Scholarship Award is given to a student from the music department, either vocal or instrumental, who intends to major in music. This year's recipient has been a member of concert choir for 4 years, select chorus and Los Cantadores for 4 years, show chorus for 2 years, all-state chorus for 2 years, and was chosen as a candidate for all Eastern chorus this year. As a talented young lady, a frequent soloist, and dedicated choral department supporter, this year's scholarship is presented to Sandy Biddle, who will be attending Syracuse University, majoring in voice. Sandy?
Our next award from the music department goes to an outstanding music student, and this year's, it's a national award called the Orion Scholarship. This year's award goes to a student in my mind that deserves it, I think, as much as anybody that has ever received this outstanding award. She has participated in every ensemble that we have to offer at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School. She has worked her way on into region and all-state activities, has become a soloist with the Wind Ensemble, the Moonglowers, received Outstanding Soloist Awards, and has directed the SPF Raider Marching Band. She's just an outstanding student, done an outstanding job for us, and we'd like to thank her very much. Ms. Sharon Hennessy.
Mr. Robert Stefanowski of the Scotch Plains Fanwood Unico will now present the annual Al Pertolati Unico Award, the Vince Leganga Unico Award, the Joe Triano Unico Award, and 13 other Unico scholarships.
Good evening. I'll try to be brief, but I haven't been known for that. I represent the Scotch Plains Fanwood chapter of Unico, and in case you didn't know, Unico is an Italian service organization. Unico stands for unity, neighborliness, integrity, charity, and opportunity. Over the past 17 years, a Scotch Plains Fanwood chapter of Unico has awarded scholarships to Scotch Plains Fanwood students totaling over $120,000. This is not without your efforts, because our main fundraiser, if you don't know it by now, is our annual Italian festival, which is held on Labor Day, sponsored by the Scotch Plains Fanwood chapter of Unico and St. Bartholomew's Church. All of the monies raised there go toward local charities and toward our major disposition of the monies, and that's our scholarships. This year, we're giving out 16 scholarships totaling $9,000. I'll give out the first, I'll start from the bottom and give out the first award. The Joe Triano Award is one of our, is in memorial of one of our founding fathers, excuse me, and that's to be given to Jennifer Giordano for $500. Jennifer? I like that part. The second award is for $500 and given to Susan Amory. Susan? Another $500 award to Andrea Campfield. Andrea. Another $500 award to Maria Plotchki. Another $500 award to Allison Witherspoon. Allison. Another $500 award to Laura Douglas. One more $500 award to Carrie Garrison. One of our few men in the awards, Paul Chufo, $500. Christopher Ferrara, $500. $500 to Catherine Rennie. $500 to Elizabeth Weber. $500 to Julie Knoller. Now we get into the big ones. $750 to Doug Cutney. The next two awards are given to students that don't go to Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, but I want to recognize them anyway. We're going to give $750 to Don Lagana, who attends Mother Seton High School, and our first annual Vincent Lagana Award. And I have to speak a little bit about this award because it's the first time we're giving it. Vince was a very hard-working Unico member, and unfortunately he passed away last year. If any of you were at the Memorial Day Parade and up near the viewing stands, Vince passed away right there in front of the viewing stands. And the local chapter decided to honor him because of his hard work with a scholarship. And we're going to be giving $1,000 in memory of Vince to Irene Del Bene, who is attending Union Catholic High School. Finally, Albert Alati was one of the founding fathers of the Scotch Plains Fanwood chapter of Unico, and I'm sure you could probably guess who this goes to. Carolyn Barna, $1,000. Thank you very much. Thank you. I understand Irene is here. I can present her with the award. Irene Del Bene.
Mr. Joseph Nagy, Treasurer of the Scotch Plains Fanwood Scholarship Foundation, will present the Dollars for Students Scholarships, the Elizabeth Becker Memorial Scholarship, the Bergman Memorial Scholarship, the Blum Desort Memorial Scholarship, the Derek DeVito Scholarship, and the Ian Burke Memorial Scholarship.
For the 25th consecutive year, the Scotch Plains Fanwood Scholarship Foundation is privileged to recognize a number of outstanding young people for their achievements. On behalf of the trustees, I want to acknowledge the consistent generosity and support of the people of our two communities for our fundraising activities. Our Screening and Evaluation Committee deserves recognition and commendation too for their long hours of study and deliberation in making their final selections. Besides raising money for its own Dollars for Students grants, the foundation evaluates applicants and administers scholarships for several sponsors who provide their own funds. This year, the foundation received 78 applications, and we are pleased to announce that we will be able to help 33 young people. Since its inception 25 years ago, the foundation has given scholarships in excess of $350,000 to over 480 deserving young people. We had 24 applications this year from college students, and this is by way of reminding these deserving young people that you will be eligible for some of our scholarships when you go on to college. 5 of our Dollars for Students scholarships go to local students who are collegians. Keith DeFiore of University of Delaware for $1,000, Jennifer Ford of Wake Forest for $1,000, Catherine Muller of Rutgers for $500, Jennifer Reed at the University of Scranton for $750, and Dennis Costello of Cornell for $750. This year we have 3 winners who are graduating high school seniors. First, Irene Del Bene of Union Catholic. Secondly, Don Lagano of Mother Seton. Is Don here? And Doreen Suma. The Elizabeth Becker Memorial Foundation was started in 1974 by Miss Becker, after her retirement, 47 years of teaching in the Scotch Plains Fanwood system. Ms. Becker began the fund with a gift of $1,200, equaling her salary for her very first year of teaching. With pride, we designate the 18th Becker Memorial Scholarship for $1,000 to Andrea Campfield. When Leonard Bergman set up the Joyce Bergman Memorial Scholarship in honor of his wife, who died in 1983, he established a fitting memorial to a beloved member of the School 1 faculty. While he had no way of seeing the future, he was forward-looking. He was killed in a boating accident 5 years ago, and his will provided for the perpetuation of the scholarship. The 9th Joyce Leonard Memorial Scholarship Award of $1,000 goes to Salvatore Ciato. 6 years ago, the foundation introduced an award in memory of two outstanding administrators in our school system. Henry E. Blum, a 40-year veteran in the district, retired in 1971 as an assistant superintendent for instruction. Francis J. DeZort was appointed junior high school principal in 1961. He was appointed the first principal of Terrell Middle School when it opened in 1965, where he served until his death in 1965. The foundation is pleased to name the 7th Blue DeZort Scholarship of $1,000 to Brian Ogradnik. I would like to quote from the 1976 edition of the Cullman. Derek DeVito, an individual admired, loved, and respected by all who knew him, friendly, compassionate, and happy are just words that cannot completely describe our image of him. His death, though tragic, will never erase his impact on our lives. In appreciation for what he was and always will be in our hearts, we dedicate the 1976 Cullman to him, close quote. Derek died of leukemia before he graduated, but his memory lives on in the Derek DeVito Memorial Scholarship, which was established by his family. This year, the foundation selects the 1991 DeVito Scholar to be Julie Noller. The Ian Burke Memorial Scholarship was established in 1990 in memory of Ian Burke, a student at Coles Ackerman Elementary School who died in a tragic camping accident along with his mother 2 years ago. It is an honor to designate the Ian Burke Memorial Scholarship to James Brown.
Mr. Kevin Holt, President of the Scotch Plains Fanwood Rotary, will present the Rotary Garbe Scholarships. Thank you. Fanwood Scotch Plains Rotary is proud to present 2 scholarships tonight, each in the amount of $2,000, one to Paul Chufo and Allison Witherspoon. Mrs. Susan Wilk of the Joanna Wilk Memorial Foundation will present the annual Joanna Wilk Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. I'd like to congratulate all the graduates in the class of 1991 and also to extend our foundation's thanks to the Scotch Plains Fanwood Scholarship Foundation for their assistance in the extremely difficult task of selecting our winners tonight. A little over 5 years ago, the Joanna Wilk Foundation was established in memory of my mother. To describe her in a few minutes is a difficult, if not impossible, task. Perhaps it's best to say that she was a truly great lady. She was afflicted with asthma, which made her breathing sometimes almost impossible, yet she managed to give of herself day after day, selflessly and tirelessly, as wife, mother, and friend. She left the world a better place, which indeed is a challenge for us all to be able to say. In her memory, in each year since 1986, the Joanna Wilk Foundation has awarded 4 scholarships of $2,500 each. This year, we will present 3 awards to medical students who will be pursuing careers helping those afflicted with asthma and allergies. Tonight, I'm here to present 2 awards to graduating high school seniors of $2,500 each. It gives me great pleasure to present these awards to Susan Amory and Beth Weber.
Ms. Susan Citrano, President-elect of the Fanwood Scotch Plains Service League, will present their annual scholarships.
The Scotch Plains Fanwood Service League has been successfully operating the thrift shop on East 2nd Street in Scotch Plains for the past 15 years, and we hope to continue for at least another 15. This year we are donating $25,000 to local charitable organizations. Included in that amount are 6 $1,000 scholarships, 3 to students already in college and 3 to graduating seniors. The 2 seniors from the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School are Ms. Tracy Colbert and Kerry Garrison. A 3rd graduating senior, Kurt Fisher, is from Union Catholic High School. Is he here? The 3 college students, although I don't think they're here this evening, I think do deserve recognition. Carolyn Sorge, David Hack, and Brian Perkins. Thank you.
Mrs. Linda Britton Meyerhoff and Mrs. Allison Britton, daughters of Jeanette Britton, will present the annual Jeanette Britton Memorial Award.
Good evening. The Jeanette Britton Memorial Scholarship is awarded annually to a senior student excelling in and choosing to major in a foreign language.
We would like to present this year's award to Brian Sheets.
Mr. Bill Francis, exalted ruler of Clark Scotch Plains Elks, will present their annual scholarships.
No, I am not Bill Francis. I'd indicated that we do administer scholarships that we do not necessarily raise the funds for. And if you're wondering what administration means, it sometimes means serving in impromptu situations. Bill Francis is not able to be here, but it is a great honor for me to be able to present on behalf of the Clark Scotch Plains chapter of the Elks 2 awards, each for $500, the first of which goes to Tracy Brock. And the second one to Karen Benkovich.
Mr. Joseph Nagy, representing Mr. Anthony Nuzzo, manager of the Caldwell Banker Schlott Realtors of Scotch Plains, will present a special scholarship.
If once is good, twice must be better. This is the second annual award of the Caldwell Banker Schlott Realtors of Scotch Plains. And it is my pleasure to be able to present a $500 savings bond to Neil Vargava.
Mrs. Barbara Roskin, President of the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Parent Teachers Association, will now present the annual Robert Adams Scholarship.
Good evening. Robert E. Adams was principal at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School for over 25 years. His dedication and caring of his students helped to build responsible adults. To honor him, the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School PTA established a scholarship. Tonight's recipient is the most deserving student and one that Mr. Adams would have treasured. If I might share with you for a moment some of the activities this student has been involved with. Member of the German Honor Society since 9th grade, member of the German Club since 9th grade and currently serves as its president. Has held an editorial position with the high school's cable TV news for the past 2 years and is now an anchor person. Has served on the staff of the school newspaper, is a member of the girls' softball team for 4 years and is currently captain of that team. Currently, she holds the position of treasurer of DECA. It is an especial honor for me, a graduate of Scotch Plains Fanwood High School and a student of Mr. Adams, to present the high school PTA scholarship for 1991 to Tracy Brock.
Ms. Pat DeFrancesco, President of the Scotch Plains Fanwood Parent Teachers Council, will present the annual Manya Unger Scholarships.
Thank you. Good evening. It is a great pleasure for me to be here this evening to present the Manya S. Unger Scholarships. These scholarships were originally known as the PTA Council Scholarships. The funding for these awards is received through donations made by the 8 individual schools here in our district. The woman whose name they bear is a true advocate of children. She is a resident of Scotch Plains and began her dedication to the children as a local PTA president, became a PTA council president in 1965, went on to become the New Jersey State PTA president, and 3 years ago was named the national PTA president. As current PTA council president, it is a great honor for me to present the Manya S. Unger Scholarships to Doug Cutney and Laura Douglas.
Ms. Pat Kane, President of the Evergreen Parent Teachers Association, will present the Keys Auger Scholarship.
Good evening. I have to tell you, being the parent of 5 small young children, I've never had the opportunity of being here, and I am quite impressed with these young people. Keys Acker Award is given in recognition of Mr. Keys and Mr. Acker, who were principals at Evergreen School. This award is given by the Evergreen School PTA every year to a graduating senior who has spent some time at Evergreen School. We are pleased to announce this year's $600 scholarship goes to Brian Ogrodnik.
Mr. Robert Crothers, Treasurer of the Fanwood First Aid Squad, will offer the annual John Kenyon Memorial Scholarship.
I want to say I hope that in next year's school capital budget, I hope to have a line item for air conditioning the auditorium. I want to thank the committee for inviting me here to present the John Kenyon Memorial Scholarship. To appreciate this scholarship, to the love and dedication that's behind this scholarship, you had to know Jack Kenyon. Jack Kenyon was an individual totally dedicated to helping his fellow man. He was an active member of the Fanwood Rescue Squad and the Fanwood Volunteer Fire Company, plus he was active in fire and rescue organizations throughout the state. And 3 years ago, after his untimely death, it was decided to set up this scholarship to be awarded to some student who was pursuing a field dedicated to helping mankind. And it's my honor this evening to present this scholarship award of $500 to Kurt Fisher tonight.
Dr. Terry K. Regal, Principal, Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, will present a series of special awards.
Thank you, Mr. Crothers, for your recommendation. I wish we could have that vote tonight. I'm sure it will be close to unanimous. It is my pleasure to publicly announce the National Merit Scholarship Program students for this year. These students have already been informed of their achievement by the Guidance Department earlier in the school year. Letters of commendation have been awarded to the following students. Caroline Barner. Paul Schufa. Michael Ferguson. Christopher Ferrara. Peter Kim. Mark Kirschenbaum. Doug Cutney. Allison Mead. Emily Meyer. Maria Plashaki. Linda Wofford. Matthew Washington. And Andrew Zipburn. The Certificate of Merit
is the highest award given by the National Merit Scholarship Foundation program. I am pleased to present this award to Neil Bergava and Eric Hammerman. This year we also have two commended students in the National Achievement Program for Outstanding Negro Students. These students include Gerald Rawls and David A. Ray. Also, through the foundation, commended students are given special scholarships by various companies and business organizations. We are not aware, in all cases, of these presentations. However, we are aware of at least three. And I am pleased to announce to Caroline M. Barner from BAS Corporation, to Mark Kirschenbaum from Host Celanese, and to Maria Plashaki, GAF Corporation, scholarships that are offered for the first year and renewable for all 4 years. Congratulations. These awards are presented by the companies. The Garden State Distinguished Scholars Program is an award that the state of New Jersey established a few years back. There are actually two, the Garden State Scholars and the newly named Edward J. Blaustein Distinguished Scholars Program. These awards are in recognition of outstanding academic achievement. Nomination for the Distinguished Award also qualifies them for scholarship consideration. Those students winning the Garden State Scholars Program Awards for 1991 are included in your program. Their awards have not yet been received from the state. However, I would ask that they please stand to be recognized at this time. Under the Edward J. Blaustein Distinguished Scholars, Susan Amory, Caroline Barna, Neil Bargava, Paul Schufo, Jana Everhart, Michael Ferguson, Eric Hammerman, Martin Hahn, Jennifer Hansen, Peter Kim, Mark Kirschenbaum, Julie Noller, Douglas Cutney, Emily Meyer, Michelle Oakes, Maria Plashaki, Amy Snyder, Reed Steffelman, Linda Walford, Elizabeth Weber. We can indeed be proud of having this many students nominated and selected. In the Garden State Scholars Program, we also have 7, Christine Chung, Catherine Flynn, Allison Mee, Doreen Suma, Amy Toad, Jeremy Weitz, and Andrew Zipburn. Again, a hand of applause, please. President Reagan established the Presidential Academic Fitness Award in 1983. These awards honor students who have achieved excellence in their studies. To qualify, they must have at least a B+ average, obtained for all grades while in the high school. Standardized test scores must be at least in the 80th percentile, and at least 12 courses in the new basics must be completed. Enclosed in your program is a list of all of this year's recipients of this award. I am pleased to have Brian help me present these certificates to the following: Susan Amory, Javon Anatol, Caroline Barna, Atika Basir, Amit Batra, Karen Benkovich, Neil Bargava, Ross Billig, Tracy Brock, Amy Brown, Andrea Camfield, Lin Chen, Paul Shufo, Christine Chung, Elena Cohen, Joseph DeLeon, Carolyn Depko, Laura Douglas, Jill Ekloff, catching up, Jana Everhart, Michael Ferguson, Christopher Ferrara, Brian Fleming, Catherine Flynn, Abby Frank, Karen Fung, Kurt Dietrich Gabriel, Carrie Garrison, Elizabeth Gibbons, Jennifer Giordano, Eric Hammerman, Martin Hahn, Jennifer Hansen, Sharon Hennessy, Jason Hills, Matthew Kelleher, Peter Kim, Mark Kirschenbaum, Julie Knoller, Amy Kohler, Douglas Cutney, Allison Mee, Emily Meyer, Leslie Moore, Megan O'Sullivan, Michelle Oakes, Maria Plashaki, Todd Poquette, Catherine Rennie, Jody Salzman, Drew Schinderman, Susan Seiden, Amy Snyder, Reed Steppelman, Doreen Suma, Laurie Tunison, Amy Toth, Linda Walford, Sharon Waters, Elizabeth Weber, Jeremy Whites, Allison Witherspoon, Andrew Zipburn, and Danielle Zlotnikov. Each year, the stage crew president, after consultation with the stage crew advisor, Mr. Hooper, selects deserving members of the stage crew who will receive this award. The plaque is permanently displayed within the school, and the letter reads as follows. The Scotch Plains Stanwood High School administration would like to commend the following students for meritorious service to the school and community as an outstanding member of the Scotch Plains Stanwood High School stage crew for the 1990-91 school year. These awards are going to Derek Gannon, Jason Gillette, Carl Hamill, Taj Jones, Adam Cooter, on the stage, Damian Pierre, and Thomas Rutkowski. Cornell Tradition Fellowships ranging from $250 to $2,500 are awarded on a competitive basis to students who are nominated during the admissions process for their outstanding commitment to the work ethic, community service, leadership activities, and academic achievement. I am pleased to announce 2 of our students have been chosen for the Cornell Tradition Freshman Fellow Program. Congratulations are in order for Mark Kirschenbaum and Douglas Cutman. The Scotch Plains Women's Club was unable to have a representative present this evening to announce their scholarship winners. It is my understanding that these awards either have been or will be given at one of their regular meetings. However, at this time, I am pleased to introduce and announce their scholarships for this year. Jana Eberhardt. Jana will receive a scholarship in the amount of $500. In addition, the Scotch Plains Women's Club has asked me to announce one of our past students, Catherine Muller, presently a junior at Rutgers, will receive a scholarship for $1,000, and Erin Knudsen, a senior at Villanova, a scholarship for $500. The Fanwood Junior Women's Club also has been unable to have a representative present this evening, and they too have asked that I announce the winner of their scholarship in the amount of $500. This award is being presented to Carrie Garrison. I've been asked to announce that the Scotch Plains Fanwood Education Association, or Association of Educational Secretaries, proudly presents the Flo Garrison Scholarship of $300 to Tracy Kohlberg, who will attend Delaware University, majoring in accounting. Congratulations and continued success from the Secretaries Association. Tracy? I am presenting this award for Dr. Levinson, who was not able to attend due to a conference he is attending. Dr. Levinson of the North Jersey Eye Care Center is very pleased to participate in the Scotch Plains Fanwood High School Scholarship Program for this, the 4th consecutive year. Dr. Levinson is making the award available to a deserving student as well as a student in financial need. Dr. Levinson strongly believes in following the academic path and does not want to see students unable to achieve their goals due to financial need. I am pleased to present this award of $250 to Olivia Hunt. This year, a new scholarship has been created by the Fanwood Foundation. The scholarship this year is the amount of $2,000, and the foundation requested that, if possible, it be granted to an applicant in the area of nursing. I am happy to say that the wishes have been fulfilled, and the recipient of this scholarship in the amount of $2,000 is Jana Everhart. Perry H. Tyson was a principal of Scotch Plains Fanwood High School from 1966 through 1971. He then became assistant superintendent for instruction, and in June of 1979 retired from our school district. During his years in Scotch Plains, he was responsible for the development of the existing high school facility and many of its programs and curriculum. A local resident, highly respectful of Dr. Tyson's contribution to our town and particularly the youth of our community, established a scholarship of $1,000 to be given for a minimum of 10 years to students that demonstrate motivation and desire for continuing education. Also potential for profiting by a continuing education plan. The Scholarship Foundation administers this particular scholarship. Dr. Tyson passed away in 1984, and the award is now known as a Perry H. Tyson Memorial Scholarship and continues at a basis of $1,000 per year. This year's recipient of $1,000 scholarship is Derek Gannon. Each year, we have presented the Rotary Endeavor Award. This award is presented to the boy or girl demonstrating the greatest improvement in attitude, school spirit, and scholarship during the high school years. The selection for this award is made by the faculty. This year's recipient is Nathan Gluck. The silver trophy remains in the high school with all of the names of the past recipients and is on display in the office. The same is true with the PTA Citizenship Cup. This award has been in existence since the first graduating class of 1930. It is given by the high school PTA to the senior who best meets the qualifications of leadership, sportsmanship, scholarship, school spirit, and character. The cup is engraved with the recipient's name and year and is kept in a trophy case. The recipient will receive a PTA citizenship pin with her initials and year engraved on back of the pin. This year's recipient is Javon Anatole. The School Spirit Award, this award was first presented in our school in 1958. This plaque remains in the office, and each name is added as presented each year. The recipient is a senior student chosen by the high school faculty who does the most for the school behind the scenes. The plaque engraved with the recipient's name, as I indicated, is kept in the main office. The recipient receives a pin with the initials and year engraved on the back for a permanent keepsake. This year's recipient is Catherine Flynn. Thank you.
On behalf of the students and faculty, Brian and I would like to thank you and Mr. James R. Socken, Director of the Assembly Committee, who is responsible for tonight's program for the past 31 years. We would also like to thank all the organizations who took special interest in the students this year and for the continued support over the years. Thank you. There'll be refreshments outside in the corridor. Help yourself. Have a good night.